Hey guys, I've got a special product out, and we've got a store under the name blueapplytech.com. And you can go on our Etsy store, you can go on our social media, and you can check out our merchandise. We have some amazing snowflake Trump mugshot ornaments. We have mugs, we have pillow covers. We have a lot of cute stuff for the holiday season that you can buy. And it's great fun, and it goes to a good cause. It goes to my company, and it's helping us out getting started. And also, it just, who doesn't want a historic snowflake Trump ornament?
Exactly.
This year.
That's funny. What's the name of it again?
And the name of the company is Blue, like the color blue, applied APPLIED Tech, like technology.
Blue Applied Tech. Ah, cool.
And so you can look us up. We have a website, but our store is on Etsy, and a lot of people use Etsy for different types of gifts. They are assembled in the United States, so it creates American jobs. And most of all, it's a lot of fun, and they're not expensive.
Cool.
So,
Blue Applied Tech. Got it.
Correct. Come seek us out and buy some gifts.
Cool.
Good morning, everybody. It is Two Queers in a Truck time with Christian and Jenny. And we are having a little bit of sweet dreams with the Eurythmics and having a good time. I love Annie Lennox, first of all.
Oh.
Her versatility as a performer, and she just was amazing. And she did a triptych of 3 videos, and I can't remember if it was the late 80s or early 90s, where she evolved from being a cis woman to a trans man. And
I remember that.
Songs,
yeah.
But in the end, she has a male persona and all that. And a lot of people don't remember it or didn't catch that those videos were all related. And so it was like a mini series of videos, and one of the few artists that have ever done that. And just the way Annie Lennox could perform and all that. Not that she's dead, she's still alive, but she's a classic performer. And they just an amazing artist, and Eurythmics just had a certain sound that nobody else ever had. And they're actually one of my favorite classic pop bands of all time. So good song choice. And anyway, we'll go into the first topic, which is Texas, a school district in Texas, Sherman, Texas, which is just north of Dallas, Fort Worth area, almost to the Oklahoma border, removed a trans student from performing the lead in the play Oklahoma, because they said that this trans male actually, so he was female to male, violated their gender policy. And so even though he's allowed to go to school as a trans male, he isn't allowed to perform, I guess, in extracurriculars as a male, which one, it's theater. So their gender presentation shouldn't really matter. 2, they were right for the role, obviously, because they won the role. But this is how crazy this anti-transgender gender ideology from the alt-right extremists. That's how weird they've gotten. But first of all, queer identities in theater, you almost can't have a theater without queers. I mean, how do you have a theater program without?
Exactly.
It's like 70% of every program. I mean, you got to question anybody that does Broadway, especially males. You got to wonder about their sexuality when they're in theater, musical theater. Like Oklahoma's a musical. It's always gone too far with this kind of shit. And they've gotten so preoccupied. I mean, think about the history of theater, where in Shakespeare's time it was all men and boys that played roles. That there was girl parts, but they were played by men in drag. So when Romeo and Juliet kissed, it was Romeo and Romeo that actually kissed. And when I drink of those sweet lips, and all that, it was two dudes kissing. And so, theater's always had a queerness. It's always had a sexual fluidity. That's why it was theater. It was why it was, and so naturally, even the modern gays lean towards going to things like theater because of the creativity, and honestly that the rules, societal rules, get suspended because you're quote unquote making make believe, and there was always by its nature a safe place for LGBT people, especially gay men. And so it just seems bizarre to remove a trans male, from a lead spot because somebody got a stick up their ass. Probably their kid didn't get the part they wanted, and he got the part, and they're probably using this made up policy as an excuse. I mean, it's like, it shouldn't apply to student athletics, but it sure shouldn't apply to theater. And this is it's why MAGA did so bad last night in elections. So if you're seeing this is a week after all the off-year elections, and MAGA didn't do so hot. But here's why. You want to understand why Moms for Liberty and Proud Girls and all these MAGA wacko offshoot groups and MAGA itself is so fucked up, besides the speaker thing, the House speaker thing for the last few weeks, literally the last 2 months, and really all year. They didn't even get it right back in January when they tried to get McCarthy in or out. They couldn't make up their mind what the fuck they wanted. Here's why. They're on the wrong side of every issue. Their policies are so 1955 and so out of tune with society. You would think we were living in Afghanistan. You would think that might be an insult. I think the Taliban almost have more tolerance than the Republican Party does. I mean, the Republican Party is so gone off the deep end. And this is what I tell people when they say, well, both parties aren't great. I'm not, no, bullshit. The Democratic Party doesn't have a Matt Gaetz. We don't have a version of MTG or Boebert grabbing somebody's dick in the middle of a all ages theater production of Beetlejuice. Name me the 3 Democrats in a national House of Representatives that would be equivalent to those 3 chuckle facts. And I'll bend over and kiss your fucking ass. We don't have people like that in our party. And the truth is, Democrats have got to stop that conversation and go, no, we are the adults in the room. We're not perfect. I'll give you that. But it just goes to show you how great of a president Biden really is when the mass media is so much trying to unseat him. They're trying to figure out every kind of alternative candidate, and they're trying to con Democrats into voting for these obviously MAGA candidates. And they're just trying to tear Biden down because it's the only way they can beat him. They can't beat him head to head. A mano, Biden would wipe the floor with fucking Trump. If the election was tomorrow, Biden would win in a landslide. Bigger margin than in 2020. Because the Democrats are on the right side of the issues. And we're not perfect. If you expect perfection and it to go as fast as you want, it's not going to happen unless y'all start voting Democrat and give us back the House. And we'll see like we made a tremendous amount of progress in 21 and 22 because we had control of the presidency, the Senate, and the House. Just think if we'd have had that in 2023, how much further along would we be? The idiot is the one deciding that's the edge in the House. How excellent they've done with it. It's taken them weeks And they've had two different speakers and an interim speaker in just less than 1 year. They can't even pass a budget. They're incompetent. Why give them that opportunity? But anyway, Ohio did two amazing things. One, they protected abortion by a 61% to 39% margin. So even if they had enacted the 60% rule, which got blown out in back in August or September, whenever that happened, Ohio passed the abortion ratification 61% to 39%. Abortion is protected in Ohio. Second great thing, Ohio legalized weed. All in the same election. The voters spoke, and young and progressive voters said, we need to take control of Ohio's government. You're seeing a massive polar shift. In a purple to almost red state, you're seeing the young people vote in record numbers, and they're saying, this is our country too. Fuck you guys. We're taking Ohio back. And they did. Republicans should be fucking afraid. They got MAGA candidates, extremist candidates got blasted last night. And you look at a fairly conservative, moderate state, they protected abortion and legalized weed in the same election. To say change is coming, change is fucking here. Change is fucking here. Generation Z and the millennials said, we know what the power of the ballot box is. If it's going to be, it's up to us. And you're seeing that. You saw this throughout North Carolina last night, which we'll get into more in this show and in the coffee show. But absolutely, we saw an absolute rejection of MAGA's Moms Demand or Moms for Liberty. We saw wrong. They tried to rig the election, tried the mass media, really is trying to keep this Trump thing alive. He's an unelectable criminal, soon to be a convicted criminal, and he violated the 14th. He ain't going to be able to run in a year. He isn't going to be eligible to run in a few months. But he's going to be lucky if he isn't behind bars. He's getting obliterated in the New York courts. I don't know where they think, and he's their front runner. And their 800-page manifesto for 2025 that they have is absolutely batshit crazy. Absolutely batshit crazy. And no matter who the MAGA candidate is that's the nominee, if they were to win in November of 2024, in January of 2025, they're going to enact their 2025 plan. That calls for a military takeover, jailing anybody that works for government that opposes them. It is cray. But we won't get into that today. We got plenty of time to tear that apart. But we're up against our first break. We'll be right back with some more Two Queers in a Truck. Hey, everybody. You can catch us on your favorite audio podcast platform, Spotify, and all Apple Store, the Google machine, and whoever else does podcasts. We're on there. We broke in, and we're staying. So enjoy the Two Queers in a Truck on your favorite audio podcast platform. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye-bye. We have the best ideas. And people said last night, without a shadow of a doubt, we embraced the Democrat Party. Because we got out there and we stood our ground. Candidates in purple and red states still stood their ground. And they universally won last night. Running on abortion, running on civil rights, running on the things. Apparently, abortion wins elections. And anti-transgender candidates, for example, universally lost last night. Because people aren't going to vote. That's not going to make the general population doesn't care about the transgender community the way MAGAs do. They accept them for who they are. 70% of the every public opinion poll I've ever seen about any issue with transgender people, the 70% of the public supports the transgender community, which is the majority. So they're not going to vote for a candidate that says that they're going to wipe out the transgender community. They're like, no, that's the reason not to vote for you. You look like a dick. You look like you're punching down against a 1% or less minority. It makes you look like the asshole. We see you, we've noted it, but we realize you're a fucking asshole. Because you're a fucking asshole if you pick on the trans community. What have we done to society? We haven't done a fucking thing. There ain't enough of us. I wish I had as much superpowers as the MAGAs and Proud Girls say I do. There'd be a whole lot of changes. I would be an emperor. I'd be Empress Jenny. I'd be changing a whole lot of fucking things if I had as much power as they said they did. If I could make straight men gay, and there'd be, I'd be spreading my fairy dust every fucking where. I'd be putting it on. I'd be going in the men's room, sprinkling my gay bees everywhere, touching everything to make sure these motherfuckers all started. Well, a lot of those conservatives that are all afraid of us are queer, but they're just in the closet. But I'd give them a potion where they'd have to come out. Fuck that. But in Virginia, we saw the Virginia Democrats hold on to the Senate, destroying that MAGA governor there and all of his evil fucking plans. So he's dead in the fucking water. The other good thing, Danica Rowan became the first trans state senator in Virginia, and she is a trans woman that had won back-to-back seats in the House and then ran for the Senate, the state Senate, and won. So she became the first openly trans woman to win a seat in the Virginia legislature in the Senate. Congratulations to Danica, and she's an amazing woman. And honestly, she doesn't run on being trans. She runs on the issues, amazingly, and did a lot for our House district. One of the big things she ran on in I believe it was 2017 is the first time she won her seat. The biggest thing she ran on was the district's constant complaint of inefficient roads and one of their main thoroughfares, one of their main highways not being completed. And she championed that cause against the Republican candidate and won as a first-time candidate. And she was in the press. She was a reporter in the media before that as a career. And she stuck to the issues. She didn't let her transness be an issue in the election. She ran as an openly trans woman, but didn't say, well, elect me because I am trans. It was a smart strategy. It was a winning strategy. And she's won every time she's been up for election. And she's won every race she's run in because she's run on well-informed issues that the people want done. They send you to, your state capital or to the national capital to go do what you fucking promised. And she's kept her word. She's been true to her word. She doesn't care. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. These are the issues I think that are important. I'm hearing you. This is what you said you wanted. I go to the state capitol and I get the shit done, or I die trying. And that's what Democrats need to run on. They need this national Democrats, including Biden, need to say, this is what I did in 21 and 22. You can dislike me because I'm old. I'm old as fuck. They shouldn't even trust me with the car keys or a remote control to a TV. But even my old ass got a lot done in 21 and 22. And if you wouldn't have given the idiot Republicans, the MAGAs, the House in 23, I'd have done more shit. I can do a ton of shit for you in 25 if you give me the chance, because I'm not just one person. I'm a whole team. And I've got the best presidential cabinet that, by the way, doesn't quit every day. One thing that Biden doesn't talk about and Democrats don't talk about is when you work for a dick, most of your employees quit on you. There's a reason why Trump supposedly hired the best, but everybody kept quitting on him. It's because he's a fucking idiot. Greg Tillerson would work for him. Said within a month he was quitting, going, "This guy's a fucking idiot." Greg Tillerson used to be the CEO of Exxon. But that should be a point. Biden, you don't see massive amounts of high-level advisors and cabinet members quitting on Biden. I think he has almost all of his initial team together, except for maybe the press secretary. Biden's had very little turnover. It's probably because he's not a complete dick to work for. Call me kooky. But Trump is. He's a fucking dick. He gets his employees in trouble. He gets his attorneys in trouble. He doesn't pay his contractors. He's been sued thousands of times by contractors that built his shitty-ass resorts and hooker palaces. That motherfucker must be awful. Like, one, you may not even get paid, or you may go to prison, like Michael Cohen. But topic number 4 is Kentucky Democrat Adrielle Kamel opposed SB 150, which was a trans ban, and she ran on it as one of the major issues. And she won the 93rd seat in the Kentucky House over a Republican that was for SB 150. So trans issues can get you elected, but you got to be in a supportive vote and a positive vote towards the trans community. Again, nobody wants to elect a dick. Nobody wants to elect a MAGA extremist. And I'm glad they're showing their ass. I'm glad they're not trying to hide it like they did in 2016. There's no such thing as America first with the MAGAs. MAGAs don't give a shit about America. If you're going out and protesting drag queens, that's about the most anti-American, anti-freedom thing you can do. It's like the pesky little First Amendment we have. You know, that's not America first. That's saying fuck you to America. The free speech doesn't mean anything. Because if drag queens can't perform, then what is 1A for? What are all these gun fetish, cock-shaped penis gun lovers out there that they say 2A defends 1A, but they're the same group trying to shut down 1A? So it doesn't really mean anything to them. That's just another reason why they want to just stockpile guns and play army in the backyard while rubbing oil on each other and wrestling and playing soldier, when it's really just a homoerotic fetish is what it is. And they're just a bunch of ridiculous chodes. And it's just ridiculous. And people see them now. People see what MAGA is all about. Walk around in their star-spangled Trump laced up fucking monogram little onesies and unitards and all these weird clothing that they wear, and they're just batshit crazy. They're batshit crazy. They still think Trump's president. There's a bunch of them that say Biden's not the real president, but that he also got cheated. Well, how did he get cheated if he's still the president? And since he's already won twice, he shouldn't be able to run again in 2024. But that, pesky little facts and technicalities and laws don't mean anything to Matt. Because they're a bunch of fucking adult children that think they just can stomp their feet, and they're used to stomping their feet and getting away. And we all know we don't need to do that anymore. 2016 was a bad nightmare that we're just waking up from. And America is finally seeing Democrats are pushing harder than ever and testing messages in 2023 to keep up the momentum for 2024. And that's how we need to look at it. We need to look, we're literally the party between them and being the Fourth Reich. That if we want to turn into another Nazi Germany or another Russia situation with Putin, I like madness. If you hate freedom and hate democracy, keep electing MAGAs, because they're going to chase down drag queens and trans people and waste taxpayer dollars on trying to figure out something that has existed in nature for eternity. And it's not going away, no matter how much they want to make it an issue, while they ignore child molesting churches and fucking weirdo, all the other week. And we'll come back with some more Two Queers in a Truck. Hey guys, I've got a special product out, and we've got a store under the name blueappliedtech.com, and you can go on our Etsy store, you can go on our social media, and you can check out our merchandise. We have some amazing snowflake Trump mugshot ornaments. We have mugs, we have pillow covers, we have a lot of cute stuff for the holiday season that you can buy. And it's great fun, and it goes to a good cause. It goes to my company, and it's helping us out getting started. And also, who doesn't want a historic snowflake Trump ornament?
Exactly.
Here,
that's funny. What's the name of it again?
And the name of the company is Blue, like the color blue, applied APPLIED Tech. Like technology.
Blue Applied Tech. Ah, cool.
And so you can look us up. We have a website, but our store is on Etsy, and a lot of people use Etsy for different types of gifts. They are assembled in the United States, so it creates American jobs, and most of all, it's a lot of fun, and they're not expensive.
Cool.
So,
Blue Applied Tech. Got it.
Correct. Come seek us out and buy some gifts.
Cool.
Hey everybody, you can catch us on your favorite audio podcast platform, Spotify, and all Apple Store, the Google machine, and whoever else does podcasts. We're on there. We broke in and we're staying. So enjoy the Two Queers in the Truck on your favorite audio podcast platform. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye bye. Happy time. And we are back. So a city ordinance banning homosexuality and gayness in Rutherford County, Tennessee, is now being applied to the county libraries, not the school libraries, the regular libraries. And this is a special message to all gay men. You didn't defend the trans community as much as you should. And I told you when they started banning trans people years ago, and some of y'all, not all, but a lot of gay men said it's not my problem. I just got to worry about my own self. And y'all ignored the struggles of trans people. I told you that they would start applying those fucking laws to y'all. And now, Rutherford County in Tennessee is banning anything to do with gay men in the public libraries. I mean, even if it's a man that holds another man's hand, if it's referenced in that book and it's considered gay, it's getting banned. And this is going to be the new sneaky way to start banning gay men from public society, just like they've been trying to do with trans women. And they use the same playbook. And a bunch of y'all look the other way. And a bunch of organizations look the other way that are gay male led and started doing these LGB alliances and saying the tea is toxic. No, it was your ass that was toxic when you abandoned us. So a big fuck you to all those that ignored us. And just good luck on that fight. Y'all let them establish that precedent. Now what are you going to do? When y'all start getting banned from public society, and they start, basically the way the ordinance was written was that anything to do with gayness was public indecency. And so they made it a public indecency law. So if you try to check into a hotel with your gay partner or gay husband, they could refuse service. If you sit at a restaurant and there's two men sitting at a table by themselves, and it's even remotely gay, or you make a reservation for two men, and you say, well, yeah, that's my husband. Well, we don't have to take your reservation. It's in your ordinance. It's considered public indecency. You could be stopped by the police for being gay in that county. because it's considered public indecency. Because you fucking ignored the trans community in Tennessee. And you let them affect our lives. And we could be jailed or whatever, or taken away from our parents if we're a minor. And y'all stood by with your power, with your white male power privilege, and did nothing in Tennessee. And now guess what? They use the same fucking wording to now starting to ban y'all or arrest you for being gay because it's publicly indecent. It's sexual in nature. Not that heterosexuals, they have sex too, but it's not considered indecent. And they're using decency laws to start banning gay men. And you just watch, it's going to pop up all over MAGA country. Every state where the MAGAs are in control, you're going to start seeing indecency laws applied to gay men. And I wonder how much y'all are going to bitch then when what was done to us is now being applied to you because y'all are a bunch of cowards, a whole bunch of cowards in the gay male community. So big fuck y'all to all the people that ignored it and didn't protest and didn't fight for the trans community. You get what you get and don't throw a fucking fit. On to the next topic. North Carolina wins big contracts and Texas keeps losing out on them. We got the Apple expansion. We got a new Toyota battery factory here to go on to the 3,000 jobs at the other factory we won. We just won in the last few weeks another contract with Toyota. We're traditionally going to like Texas and other states. Now starting because we've had a common sense governor for 7 years that isn't worried about bathrooms and trans people. And we actually have a governor that's chief fucking executive, a grown fucking adult, not a MAGA idiot, but an actual Democrat that has common sense and has created tens of thousands of jobs by attracting very large contracts. Lilly Pharmaceuticals is building a huge plant that's about to open in Cabarrus County here locally. There's a whole bunch of other like aerospace companies have come in. The movie industry's come back to Winston-Salem. Huge, huge wins. And because of that, you're seeing all over North Carolina where there were several county and cities that have flipped Democrat. That did have a Republican majority. Several of them last night. Democrats held the line locally. Moms for Liberty candidates lost badly, bigly, according to Trump. Bigly. And their best people didn't win. And a special fuck you to Brian. I hope you're listening to this. Fuck you and the horse you rode on, you transphobic sack of shit, pig-eyed slob. You fucking conspiracy theory fucking wacko. You shouldn't be anywhere near any governing body or facility that has kids. I shudder to think that you used to work for the school district. You're a fucking sack of fucking bloated bovine intestines is what you are. You shouldn't. I wouldn't hire you to sell cock-shaped popsicles at fucking Charlotte Pride. You can eat a bag of dicks, you fucking wacko, and go fuck yourself. You look like a goof anyway. But yeah, we don't need no moms demand action Hitler fucking auxiliary for women fucking candidates bullshit in this county. We elected 3 people with fucking brains to the school board at large. And there's a reason, because we're not a bunch of dumb chuckle fuck MAGA country bumpkins. We actually fucking can think in this county. And we actually elected 3 people that have experience and intelligence and will run the school board right. We're not sitting there banning a bunch of books like a bunch of fucking idiot MAGA Nazi fucks. And so, yes, kudos to the Mecklenburg County voter to vote common sense candidates in for the most part. And hey, that's the thing. Democracy matters and voting matters. And across North Carolina, Greenville, many other states that had either split city councils or a slight Republican majority, the MAGA candidates all went down in fucking flames last night in North Carolina. So that big sack of shit, big sack of blubber, Mark Robinson, we're coming for you next year. You stupid fucking bigot. You can shove that Bible up your ass, too. And, we're just tired of the bullshit. Every Bible bigot that's run for office this year has lost bigly. Trying to do trans bans, trying to pass laws to inspect kids' genitalia. Yeah, you guys are a bunch of fucking wackos. Schools need books and classrooms need books. Oh, two boys hold hands in Huckleberry Finn. Oh my gosh, that must be gay. They must be trying to teach our kids to be gay. Books don't make kids gay. I'm just going to repeat. Being gay is what makes you gay. Okay? Being trans makes you trans. No book. I didn't read Charlie Brown and Snoopy and all that. And I said, oh my gosh, I really want to be gay. Oh my gosh, you gay. No book made me gay. No book made me queer. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I mean, there are big accusations that public schools can't teach the kids anything if they're failures. Well, if they could teach kids to be gay, we should have a bunch of fucking Einsteins then. I mean, if public schools are that fucking effective to make something as difficult as living out as gay or living out as trans, if they've got that kind of teaching materials, we should have all Rhodes fucking scholars. So it's either public schools are really fucking effective at teaching you things that aren't even natural to you, and we're converting, kids from being straight to gay, and we're that fucking powerful, or the public schools are just doing their job, and it has nothing to do with sexuality or being trans. Either way, shut the fuck up. And, the MAGA Nation just found out the blue wave that just hit them in the fucking face last night. And guess what? In 2024, if we keep fighting the fight, y'all keep doing crazy things like taking away abortion and stupid stuff like that. I don't know. How about fund contraceptives universally? How about women can get free pelvic exams and all the things they need for women's health, including contraceptives? How about all that shit just being fucking free? How about defending black maternity, and making sure that black expecting mothers can get the proper health care so their mortality rate isn't so high? How about we don't have to ignore classic, serious, significant problems like that? Why is black maternity mortality amongst pregnant women, why is it 3 times higher than white women? That's because we don't provide them the stuff. If you want to be pro-life, help expecting mothers. And then help provide them school lunches and fucking pre-K and fucking universal fucking childcare credits and cash. Just give people the cash and let them do the thing they need to do to take care of their fucking families. That's freedom. That's all I have for Two Queers in a Truck. We ran a little longer than I needed to, and we're butted up against the next recording, but we will dance our way out.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo. Yep. Hey, y'all, thanks for watching Two Queers in a Truck, and y'all be safe out there. And the blue wave is... Fuck you very much. See you next week.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching us on Two Queers in a Truck. Don't forget, you can watch us anytime at your leisure on our video podcast platforms like Facebook and YouTube. But you can also listen to us, either this show or any of our past shows, on our audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and all of the other ones. So once again, thank you for watching Two Queers in a Truck. I hope you enjoy our show.